Hello everyone, welcome to Practical C++, the beginner course. My name is Zach, and in this tutorial we will be discussing arithmetic, which is all your basic math functionality in a C++ program. So to start off, I'm going to go ahead and assume that all of you have been practicing declaring your variables and whatnot. So I'm not going to explain that stuff in depth. I'm going to assume you already have this stuff down. So to begin, we're going to start with simple addition and subtraction, and I just want you to follow along, and you should notice that it's fairly straightforward. So you can start by declaring your variable as so, and then if to use these two variables in an arithmetic operation, you could do several things. You could declare a variable called result and hold the arithmetic value of the addition of num1 plus num2. That'll hold the value of this operation. So if we wanted to actually output that, we could see what the value is after this operation, and you should see that it's 11 as so. And the same thing if we wanted to do subtraction. You just add a minus sign, a hyphen, and when you output that, you should get -1. -1. So you can see that in C++, addition and subtraction are fairly straightforward. And I do want to show you a few things, with respect to hard coding values. So if we wanted to do num1 minus 4, we can do that. We can hard code the value in there in C++. That's fine. We'll get 1. And I also want to show you another output trick. If we wanted to just output the result of num1 plus num2, we can do that. We can output that result and we'll get 11. So there's lots of different things you can do with addition and subtraction, and all your basic order of operations rules do apply here. So if we wanted to output num1 plus num2 minus 4, it's gonna do the order of operations to do this. So it's gonna start in parentheses, do this operation here, that'll result in 11, and then subtract 4 to give you 7. And we're just going to output that all at once, and we get 7 as so. So I want you to play around with the addition and subtraction, and you'll find that it's fairly easy, and that there's lots of stuff you can do with it with respect to output and order of operations and hard coding values, etc. But let's move on to multiplication and division. Okay, so same thing with multiplication and division. We're just going to go ahead and put the whole operation in this output stream right here. So we're going to see out num1, and then for multiplication it's not an x as some of you may think, but it's actually an asterisk. So num1 times num2, which will give us 30 in this operation, and when we output we get 30. So multiplication is fairly easy, and like I said, order of operations again applies here. So if we wanted to put that there and then plus 7, we should get 37. And I do believe if you remember this stuff from math class, you don't even have to have these parentheses here for this operation, because multiplication will come before addition. Multiplication and division first, and then addition and subtraction come after that. So if we run that, we will still get 37. So it's different. It's not going to do num1 plus a, if we even put, just to kind of prove to you, if we put 7 plus num1, it's still going to do this operation first and then add 7. We'll get 37. So I just kind of want to show you the importance of order of operations in C++ because the rules still do apply. So let's do something like this. Let's change num2 to 30, okay? And let's try some division. In division, you would just do num2 and then the backslash is the division sign, num1. And if this works right, it's going to be 30 divided by 5, and it's going to output 6. So that's fairly simple right there. And you could do the same thing. Again, order of operations. If I wanted to add 2 to this, we'll get 8 no matter where I put it. I can't put it in between here, because if I do something, let's say I do something like this. Let's say I do num1 divided by 5 plus num1. That's going to be, it's going to basically do this first. Actually, let's do this. You know, this is a cool order of operations, because here you have addition, but you have division first. So you might say, well, division is going to go first. Well, that's not true, because parentheses goes before multiplication and division. So here, it's going to do this operation first, 5 plus num1. So that's going to turn into 10, and then it's going to do the division. So 30 divided by 10, and it should output the number 3. And if we run that, that's exactly what we're going to get. We're going to get 3. So this stuff, if you practice it enough, it's going to become fairly straightforward, and you're going to realize you can do a lot of cool stuff with this arithmetic operations. So one more main arithmetic operations I want to show you is the modulus operator, which is the % sign on the keyboard. And what this does, this returns a remainder value from a division operation. So just to kind of show you, we're going to change num2 to 11 and leave num1 at 5. And we're going to hold result equals num2 modulus operator num1. Now I want you to think about this. This right here, this operator is basically returning the value to hold in result of the remainder of the division operation. And if we divide num2 by num1, basically we're going to get 11 divided by 5. 5 will go into 11 2 times, with 1 being the remainder. So this operation will store the number 1 into result. And if we output result, you'll see, oops, hold on one second. If we output result, I think I hit the wrong key. Yeah, here we go. We get 1, which is the remainder. And I kind of want to show you that. You know, if we do, also, you know, all the rules apply. You know, you can do, I mean, I'm sure this becomes fairly clear to you, but you could do result plus 4 right here. See how result plus 4, you know, you can do, that's going to do 5. I just kind of wanted to show you that real quick. Okay? And but going back to the modulus operator, you know, let's do another. How about let's do this? Let's do 2 modulo operators in a row. So let's do, just so you can kind of see if you can guess what the value will be after this operation. Let's do the value 14 here, and let's output result modulus operator, modulo, whatever you want to call it, result modulo, let's do 2. Okay, so think about this. Result is holding the remainder of this operation, and then we're outputting the remainder of this operation. So think about that for a second, and I want you to try to guess what the output's going to be. Now if you guessed 0, you're correct, because what's happening is result is holding num2 divided by num1 and the remainder, which is going to be 4. Okay, because 5 will go into 14 2 times with 4 left over. And then we're going to output 4 divided by 2 and the remainder of that. Well, there isn't a remainder of 4 divided by 2, it's 0, because 2 goes into 4 evenly. So when we output this, we're going to get 0. And it's that easy. So that being said, that's all for arithmetic for this tutorial. And in the next tutorial, I might go into something called concatenation, which is sort of like addition with strings. And you will find that pretty interesting too, I'm sure. So I'll see you in the next tutorial, and thank you for watching.